Hi there all, here we go, rolling chassis. Chassis, as you can see, I've got back, all galvanised, all fettled up, holes drilled where need to be drilled, because obviously the galvanising will fill in holes, so you have to re-drill them, re-tap them if needs be, depending on what is going where. So looking good, so far so good. No issues with the rear end replacement. As you can see, what I've done, I've basically just replaced it from there backwards. So all that from there to there is brand new. Everything from here to here was replaced or patched up. So it's solid now. So everything is now, with the chassis, absolutely mint now. Had a lot of other bits and pieces galvanised, as you can probably see. Turrets, both sides done. Spring seats done. And they're looking nice. Tank guard underneath there. Done. Little catches, tank catches there and there, done. So yeah, looking good, looking nice. Fitted new bushes, new poly bushes. Obviously these were, as most of them are, about 4 or 5 mil thick with mud and rust and everything, so I cleaned all that off, cleaned everything off the axles, gave them a lick of paint, new bushes fitted obviously, suspension, these are basically Recon, exactly the same what came off, just powder coated, shot blasted and powder coated all round, terra firma shocks all round, all terrains, which I had on the 300 and they worked brilliantly, so I'm going to use them again. All tops, rubber tops for the springs, they're all brand new for the sake of 40 quid. May as well renew them because the old ones past the best, so replace them. They're all replaced. Petite. Steering box is as it was. I've just given it a brush off, a wire brush on the end of the drill. What else have I found? And these, if you've got a ACE, you have to get some new washer seals for them. Same on the back. I had to replace that bush as well. Replace the rubber grommets there. Replace these both arms, front and back. This is the thickness of the anti-roll bar on the ACE compared to the standard. It's half as thick, the other one. So even putting these on without the ACE, without the ram and everything in place, strengthen it up no end that would. I have made new copper brake pipes all the way both sides. Got some new clips. New bushes again. New arms. this was from, you see my previous video, this is from where on strip down was the wires came out another 5-6 inch all loose from the old air sprung rear, and somebody had obviously just sliced them through and left them hanging, so I've just basically just tidied them up, get them up there out of the way. And the mount, I could chop the mount off for the all the pump and everything, and I've got rid of all that because when I got it, it was actually coil sprung anyway. So in keeping with that, which I was going to go anyway down that route. Obviously everything on this back end is new. And what I've done, made sure everything is spotlessly clean and routed in exactly the right place, so not interfere with something else, and obviously last for a long time. Everything that I have plugged in, I've actually cleaned off. Everything electrical, clean off with electrical cleaner spray. Especially on the hard to get places, you want them to be working perfectly when you set it up again. All these pipes are looking a bit rough, so I think they're all being cleaned off. On the old chassis, although this is the same one, getting what I mean, I had to cut the old fuel filter housing off, which obviously made a mess of the housing. So we basically got another one second hand off eBay, cleaned it all up, sprayed it, so that's ready to go. New bolts. So all in all, looking just as much as perfect as I could get it. Gearbox has obviously been put back in place. The clean out of the bell housing in there was covered in muck and oil and loads of debris. It's probably because nobody had put any sealant around the bell housing when it was last mated to the engine, which I will definitely be doing. What's a new release bearing, stiff, but also looks to me like there's a piece missing down from the centre, which is a bit bizarre. It's obviously worked, but long term it would have been very efficient. The gearbox back in its old position, needs a quick brush off, which it will be getting. Prop shafts have been replaced, and this is what I mean. In the previous video, what I've mentioned is some of the, believed more earlier models of the Discovery 2, they have on the transfer box got the facilities to convert over to Diff lock, and just to show you now what it is you're looking for. So basically that is your diff lock there, just not connected. So what you have to do is this is the high and low that comes with them, get rid of all that mechanism, get mechanism and also gear stick from an earlier model to maybe 300 TDI, bolt straight back onto there, straight down onto the high and low and the diff, and basically away you go. One thing to point out is a lot of the clips and stuff are quite hard to find. These here, if you can get that fuel line off without damaging them clips, then you're going to save yourself a good few quid, because each of them you are looking at somewhere about a £5 per item. So that's like 30 odd quid just for them 6. This one here I noticed had been rubbed a bit and obviously been loose or come away on this one and got caught against there. So what I've done, drilled a hole straight through it and self-tapped it in a position where it's not going to release that in any way and cause that to come to any more harm. And so far so good. So next job will be to roll it back under the vehicle body and get the body down onto it again, roll it back under here and start rebuilding, which is not an easy 2-minute job. What I would say is, actually, this is going back to standard height for now, but what I'm doing is I'm future proofing, and I suggest if you've got plans, future plans to do anything, any modifications, future proof at early stages. For this I have bought 2+ inch shock absorbers, because there's no point me buying original standard ones when I'm going to later need extras, and the +2s will work perfectly fine on the original setup, same as anything else. I suggest you look at modifications, think forward and think what needs doing. So that's where I'm at. I've actually prepared the body. Don't know if you can see through there. The tunnel is a good example. The whole of the underneath has been painted twice. Nice thick black paint. Good brush off prior to that. So that's prepared nicely. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, because I can't be anything but proud of that. Discovery 2, fully galvanised chassis, galvanised extra parts, and lots of new useful information for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. I am very tempted to go ahead and make a start on lowering the body, but it is now bank holiday and it's the Monday, so it's back to work tomorrow, and it's 4 o'clock, so I don't know how long I've got till I get fed up. Probably a couple of hours, maybe at the most, and I don't know if I'll get it down in a couple of hours, because obviously what you've got to think about is every mounting point has to line up perfectly for a bolt, and on these there are 14 mounting points. 2 at the front, which is exactly the same as TDI's, the earlier ones. 2 bell housing, exactly the same again. 2 on extra outriggers, 2 of them outriggers, 2 there which is extra, and 2 there which is the same. So if I get this right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, yeah, that's 14, but I've missed out pointing these 2 out. These are just at the back of the gearbox, so they're extra and they're extra to the TDI ones. So that's 14 to line up, not what effectively is or was the 10 on the TDI. So no doubt when I've pressed stop on the video, I'm going to think of other things I could probably tell you, some of the info. But for now, time to sign off again. All the best. Good luck in your future endeavours. I will keep you updated when there is something to report, and we'll go from there. All the best. Thanks very much for watching again. Thanks for everybody who's subscribing. I'm glad I'm doing something to help everybody, and maybe they'll pass it on to somebody else, and they'll get something good from it as well. So all the best. Take care, and I'll see you in the next bit. Cheers. Thank you. So that's another video finished, and I hope you enjoyed it.